My name is Alex Tibuta. I'm a cyclist. What the sport has done for me has brought a lot of happiness to my life and changed whom I am. I always think what I can do in terms of giving back some of what I've got to the sport, and that's how I came to start organizing races at grassroots level within the region, within Kenya. Try to bring up the sport to a level whereby maybe we can have some people earning a living from it or supporting themselves from it, or maybe enjoying it to a greater level, going international and doing well and bringing the country glory. It's the riders to decide for themselves how far they want to go. All I do is to create the playground where basically their talent can be showcased, and hopefully then they can get support in some ways to push that talent to the next level. So for me, racing is one of the best ways in which someone can demonstrate what they have done or what talent they have, what talent they've developed over time. Let me then do my bit in terms of pushing them to the next level. So really, the whole NHITT thing is all about, giving back to the sport, giving the youth the chance to do well for themselves, and then from that you get glory at county level, at national level, at school level, district level. It doesn't matter. You get glory from someone's effort. We looked at all that kind of environment, and one of the best ways we found of demonstrating this is to have what you call an individual time trial. The reason why we chose individual is because then someone can work hard, without having to rely on a group, or having to get a group first of all, or the group dynamics being sorted out. Someone can go by themselves, ride the bike hard, or get fitter or get better skilled, and then from that one can see and then say, okay, fine, I can put this person in my team, and you can add value to the team. In Kenya, you always have a lot of riding potential, riding routes. Ngong is close to Nairobi, maybe about an hour's drive from the center of the city. And then once you're in Ngong, you have no cars, very few matatus. So, you kind of have your own space, to ride your bike undisturbed. And we're sitting basically at the edge of the Rift Valley. Right now we're at about 2,000 meters above sea level on a pass that's just north of the Ngong Hills. Kibiko is the main town, and it drops all the way down to 800 meters, which is where Lake Magadi is. So you have 1,200 meters of climbing to play around with. It starts from here and goes south about 25 kilometers, goes over another pass which is well known, which is the pass south of Ngong Hills. It's called Kona Baridi. And once you go over that pass, then you come on the eastern side of the Ngong Hills. Once you start from here, keep the Ngong Hills on your left hand side, and you'll come back here. You'll have gone around the Ngong Hills and use the biggest road you can find, which is the main road from here to Kisamis, and Kisamis over Kona Baridi down towards Kiserian, turn in before Kiserian and come up to Bongtown, and then from Bongtown make your way back to the rest camp. We were lucky with the support from Savannah Sunset Resort or Olulo Sokwan. They agreed to host us, and they've been unbelievably kind to us. They never charge us any venue fees. They give us full support, security, parking. It's a lovely area to be, and they have been instrumental in allowing this event to grow for the last 4 years now. So the event starts here, goes 25 kilometers or 20 kilometers on dirt road, big jeep tracks, not much mountain bike skills required. In fact, a cyclocross bike could probably do it. A few rocky sections you have to be careful with. You can gain speed there, or you can lose speed or lose your bike even, depending on how you hit the rocks in those sections. The task section will take you for about 15 kilometers or so. And it's a good quality tar as far as roads go in this region. But on the mountain bike, you'll be good on it. And then you have another dirt section for the remainder of the event. The event is a total of 50 kilometers. If you have good bike handling skills and you have a reasonable bike, you don't need a full suspension. Some guys have done well with even a rigid bike. So it really makes it easy for anyone to enter this event and do well with minimal investment, which then makes it accessible. You can get here in an hour's time because you can ride from Nairobi to here and do the rest. We came up with this event. I think there's 2 or 3 of us who were just riding out in the Maasai land, enjoying themselves, and came up with this idea and said, let's start an event and then have a race maybe once or twice a year. And then every calendar, so everyone knows, okay, my time on the NHITT is this, and I can better it, I can improve it. The young guys can come and say, okay, that is so and so's time, that's time to be, this is Kinja's time, this is Kamau's time, And then we have all those times up like a leaderboard. So for the last 3 years, we've grown well. We've managed to come below 1 hour 30 and 50 kilometers, which is quite good. I mean, if you compare that, you have 2 mountain passes you're going over, and then it's not the smoothest of tarmac, but it's a significant climb. We've had prize money ranging from maybe the first event we had just over 20,000. Today we had 50,000. We've had 140,000 or 130,000 as the highest prize money we've given out. And all that prize money is raised from entry fees. So whatever people come in and register with, we give back to the cycling community. So everyone then is keen to get their friends registering because the more numbers we have coming in, the more it drives competition, but also the more the prize money goes up, which we think is an excellent way of developing the formula that will reward effort. We've had unbelievably good luck in having great people turn up for this event as guests. Right now we have Mr. Victor Munyafu around here from Machawood County, who is in charge of the Tour de Machakos. We've had the Cabinet Secretary in charge of sports, Dr. Hussein Wario, and he also come here just see the event, encourage the cyclists, talk to the riders a bit, and mingle and see what's happening on the ground. The biggest name we've had so far is the Tour de France winner, Mr. Chris Froome. After he won his first tour, this is one of his first stops he came over. One of our biggest supporters for this event is the local cycling club Safari Simbas, run by Mr. David Kinja. I think the club has always endeavored to send riders, a whole team actually, to the event, which gives it an excellent profile, because then the guys who come here know that they are competing with people who have competed in international events. Kinja has competed in the Cape Epic, in Mauritius Tour, Crocodile Trophy. So anyone who comes to race in this event knows that that is the kind of standard you can push yourself to, or you can measure yourself maybe against. This year, for the first time as well, we were very fortunate enough to have someone from one of the other teams in this country, which is the Kenyan Riders team. They were the second team to come up in the country, but they're just as strong as any other international team. They have some riders now competing in Australia under the Kenyan Riders Down Under project. So they have some big races going on in Asia. The boys are doing well over there, and their friends are here. We were fortunate enough to have their team mechanic, who has been UCI trained, Colin Nixon. He came here, set up a workshop, and try and help people with their bikes, no problems, what's happening, which really all adds to the profile of the event, makes it much more professional, and then also allows the riders to come in that they're going to get some good help from people. In the 4 years we've been here, we are fortunate enough to have developed the NHHT to where it is. We run it twice a year now. We have the May edition and the November edition. Both races run at a time when the country is generally wet, so we don't have many mountain bike races going on. We don't have most of what's going on is road racing. But mountain biking goes on a lot because of the fact that the road everywhere is quite really muddy, and Africa does have some harsh mud, black cotton soil, and red mud that sticks on your tires. But this route has proven over time to be extremely robust. It has weathered the worst of rains. When it rains, it actually makes the route more exciting for a lot of people, because then there's a bit of technical skill in terms of going through these muddy patches. They never become impassable. And the standard for us is if we can get a car around the course, then the race is on. The day we can't get a car around, then the race gets postponed. But so far in the 4 years we've run, we've never had to postpone the race. We've always been able to get a car around the course. So it's always been an exciting challenge for those who come to race. The weather patterns make the course also unpredictable. The good times you'll have a nice smooth course with all the soils will be leveled out because the water tends to wash away the soil, so you get more uneven surfaces. So which adds to the challenge of the course. When you come here, you never know what's going to happen. You might have trained there and you're strongest in your group, but you come here and the course changes overnight because they've had a big rain. The course is still doable, yes, but now the lines have changed. Where you are going left here, you have to go right here. And you have to pick that out as early as possible. You make the wrong mistake, you pick the wrong line, you lose time. Your competitor picks the right line, they get time over you. So it's a very extremely competitive event. You look at second over 50-kilometer distance, then it shows you the top players are all evenly matched.
Simbas! S-I-M-B-A-Z-E!